नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवम् सुरासुरैर्वन्दितपादपद्मम् लोकैर्जरारुभय मृत्युनाशम् धातारमीशं विविधौषधीनाम्.
Specifically, the Bagels are used to tell always I don't know why the Sharirasthana of Charaka Samhita has been named as Sharira, because all the chapters, almost all the 8 chapters or even 7 chapters of Sharirasthana are rendered to mind or to understand the mind and soul concepts. And Sharira is only in one chapter. It could be Manosthana instead of Sharirasthana used to tell always. And the beauty of Charaka Samhita is he had not separated the mind from body or body from the mind. In each and every chapter, almost most of the chapters of Sutrasthana and other sthanas too, even in the Chikitsasthana, the concept of mind or the treatment for body along with the mind is mentioned always. Just even starting from the Jwara Chikitsa to the last chapter, Yoni Vapa Chikitsa, almost in each and every chapter, the role of mind in treating the physical ailments also discussed or mentioned. So the utmost importance has been given to the mind along with the body in throughout the Samhita. It is not only in the Charaka Samhita, even in the Sushruta and Ashtanga Sangraha, even the Chikitsasthana and Sutrasthanas, you can find the similar type of descriptions regarding mind in all these Samhitas too. So, the health is the supreme foundation of virtue, wealth and enjoyment and salvation. So, but diseases, especially the disease of the psychic origin, destroys the health, good life and the life itself. You might have seen that many, because of the small problem which they took into mind, in simple words, ended their life. That is, most of the time depression or such diseases ends the life immediately. So the bad life and unhappy life nobody wants. We want everybody the good and happy life. So for that, Ayurveda is having answers and it is described how a person should live. Coming to the causes, as I mentioned, from Sutra to Chikitsa, all the sthanas he has mentioned the concept of, or wherever necessary, the mind has been taken there. Coming to the general causes, for the psychic as well as somatic diseases, the time factor, the deeds of the past life or the present life deeds which in few days or future lead to the formation of disease, or excessive or absent of the or erroneous interaction of the time, this and the mind and senses and their objects. Senses means sense objects. All these are the causative factors for the formation of any. And you know, the gunas, sattva, raja and tama, but the tama and raja are mentioned as doshas. The passion and delusion, that is raja and tama, they are the pathogenic factors for any abnormality in the mind. Without vitiation of the raja and tama or the passion and delusion, there won't be any manifestation of psychic ailments in the individual. So these two humors of the mind or the doshas are responsible for whole play in the mind. That is, for the manifestation of all sorts of psychological disorders, the causative factors are vitiation of the rajas and tamas, that is, the passion and delusion, are the prime causes for all the diseases. And even while mentioning the suppression of the urges, he mentions suppression of the sleep. Nowadays, it is very common because of the night shifts or shift duties. The suppression of sleep is very common. And in due course of time, because of the time factor, definitely it results in abnormality in mind. Most of the time, we really see the depression and stress-related disorders in these night shift workers, which is very common. And non-suppression of the urges, specifically the rash and evil impulses of the mind, speech, and body, the non-suppression of these definitely will lead to the formation of diseases. If a person hurts by speech, in few days, he may land up in any sort of psychiatric illnesses or even the severe physical injuries or the injury to the mind by means of words or his thinking, etc., are also, or the non-suppression of his emotions, specifically kama, krodha, that is desire, anger, etc., emotions, if it is not suppressed, then leads to formation of diseases only. Charaka has also mentioned that another word, which is the root cause or prime cause for all the diseases, is the volitional transgression or the intellectual blasphemy, that is prajna aparadha, knowingly doing the wrong things. See, this cause, the volitional transgression or intellectual blasphemy, is the root cause for almost all of the diseases, because most of the time, either intake of the food, the improper intake of the food, improper sleep, or improper activities, many of times we knowingly do it. That is what is called as volitional transgression. Though we know that one time if you do, nothing will happen, but this happens repeatedly. And in all even in the cigarette packets, there will be, it is injurious to health is written, but people will smoke. In the alcohol bottles, it is injurious to health is written, still the people will drink. And those who are drinking or smoking, they know that the adverse effects of this, one day they will have their health problem in the form of liver damage or any other problems or cancers, etc. But still, they can't stop. They won't stop. This is what is intellectual blasphemy, prajna paradha. So this is the cause for even the mental disorders also. People are behind money now, behind power. So all these desires, unwanted desires, or which lead to the problems in the mind, or it is a sort of stress to the mind, and that results in the formation of diseases. The chintya or the thinking is the object of the mind. Mind continuously thinks one or the other things, maybe right or wrong, all these comes. But the intelligence, that is buddhi, decides what to be done, what not to be done. So the intelligence is above the mind. So it controls the mind. But if the mind continuously thinks the abnormal things more, or continuously it is excessive or deficient or erroneous perceptions of the indriyas, that is senses, leads to abnormality in the mind. And specifically the objects of the senses, if it is improper, then nowadays it is very common that usage of mobiles, excessive usage of anything, even the mobile by the children. You might have seen how many children are suffering from these mobile addictions nowadays. One way the mobile is good, but the excessive usage may lead to the eye disorders of the brain, specifically in the form of epilepsy, etc., which we had seen and treated. And the loss of memory, which is very common, and lead to so many other disorders also. So the excessive usage of any organ, sense organ, may lead to formation of the diseases, specifically even the disorders of the mind also, psyche also. So the others, the fear, dullness, anger, excessive desires, all these leads to the formation of diseases. They are called as overuse, misuse, and disuse of the sense organs or the sense objects. So any sort of overuse, any sort of misuse or disuse, all this will lead to the abnormality in rajas and tamas, that is passion or delusion, and lead to formation of psychic disorders. The same, and the psychic disorders arise from the gain or loss of desirable or undesirable things. This is in one sentence he mentioned. I think one book can be written on this, because how the desires lead to the desires, gain of the desirable things or gain of the undesirable things leads to formation of disease. A simple example is, if the father has lost the child or the mother has lost the child, then definitely it is the undesirable loss. But sometimes desirable loss or desirable gain, which also leads to the formation of mental illnesses or the psychic disorders. So any sort of gain which is undesirable or loss which is desirable, or gain is which is desirable and loss which is undesirable, all these combinations may lead to psychic disorders. If you inquire with the patients properly, many patients will tell, I don't want this, my marriage was undesirable, but now because of the marriage I am having all these problems. This is the desired things which we wanted to have, but which we couldn't, because of which. So such answers will come from the patient side. So in one simple sentence, Charaka has mentioned this. The manasah punah ishtasya labhacha anistasya upajayate. So in the Sharirasthana, the Atmaja, Sattvaja, Satmeja, Matraja, Pitraja, Rasaja, Bhavas are explained. These are the factors which are responsible for the development of the child. And when child comes out, it will have these bhavas or these things. When the child is properly developed in the womb, when it comes out, all these things are from different aspects, it will come to the child. So while explaining Atmaja Bhavas, he mentioned that many of the things which are from the self means from where? The Atma, that is from his past life or from his ancestors, that is the genetical inheritance, and some are from the sattvaja, that is from the mind itself. So these will, because even the children who are born to a couple, they will behave differently. Even the brothers, sisters, though the parents are same, the behavior or their mindset is different. Why? Because of these bhavas or factors. So what Charaka opines, or the Atreya Punarvasu mentioned. So that Sukha, Dukkha, all the pain, pleasure, color, aversion, consciousness, resolution, understanding, recollection, all these factors which are responsible for the personality of a person are from the own and from the ancestors. So, or the genetic origin, what we nowadays what we call. So these, along with the thereafter the food which comes, that is improper food habits, use of excessive or single rasas. In that chapter he mentioned Yajnapurushi Adhyaya, he mentions the usage of excessive rasas, and even the Vimanasthana he mentions the usage of 3 rasas in excessive also leads to the formation of or manifestation of psychic disorders. And use of incompatible dietetics, it is nowadays, but in all the chapters he mentions Viruddha Ahara, one word always. So it may be psychic disorders or it may be the physical disorders. All these are because of the different food habits or the improper food habits or incompatible dietetics. I think Viruddhahara is a big incompatible dietetics, a big chapter which to be discussed in maybe in future days with the psychiatry, because how the anna is, in the same way the mana will be. If your anna is proper, the mana will be. Anna is food. If your food is proper, your mind will be proper. And while taking the food also he mentions tanmana bhunjita, with all attention towards the food, you should eat the food. It's not by seeing the mobile or watching the TV you should eat, or there should be a complete concentration, like a meditation or like a tapas, that is complete involvement. You should eat the food, then only it will nourish your body as well as your mind, because the nourishment of mind is also by the food only. Though the mind is subtle or the adrishya and very minute, still the food only nourishes the mind. So that's why the food is having a very important aspect in relation to the manifestation of many psychological disorders also. And in the Vimanasthana, in the Janapadodvamsa Vimana, Acharya Charaka, Atreya Punarvasu and Charaka has mentioned that how the diseases are manifested with all the previous backgrounds of general causes. Still, because the Krita Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga, the 4 ages are mentioned, and this is applicable to the individual's lifespan also. The Krita Yuga, that is the pediatric age, where in the initial stages, there won't be any abnormality in the mind. He is pure. We always tell children are like, or the babies are like gods. Why? Because there is no impurity in their mind. But when they grow up, when they reach the age of 8 or more than 8 to 10 or 12 years, in that age, all the abnormality in the mind will start. So, or maybe because of the influence of the surroundings, influence of the environment, these will happen. The overeating is the initial, or what in the Krita Yuga he mentions that the laziness or the heaviness of the body because of the overeating. That resulted in the heaviness of the body, and because of the heaviness, he was not able to work properly, and the because of that, laziness, a sort of not interested or lassitude has come to the mind, and which leads to that because of the laziness he can't work or he can't collect the things for, because the earlier days he used to collect for the day, not for the lifetime or the generations. So because of this, the accumulation started. So if we for the tomorrow also we have to collect today only, so that accumulation resulted in the acquisition, and the acquisition lead to the greed, and because of the greed everything started. So this is what we see in the pediatric age. Up to 7 6 7 years, there will be pure mind, there won't be any greediness, and thereafter starts the greediness, everything, the overeating, greediness. And as they grown up, when they reach to the adolescent period, most of the other problems also starts, that is the anger, lust, cruelty, aggression, fear, grief, anxiety, distress. All these, most of the time it is seen in the adolescence period, and thereafter it continues with the adult and adult period too. So the Treta Yuga, what is mentioned in Treta Yuga is applicable to the adolescent period of life, and thereafter the Dwapara Yuga, all the adult problems, and in the way how the disease manifests in the according to the age also, and similar psychic disorders you can see in this age group. Maybe most of the psychic manifestations are seen after 6 or 7 years of age only. Even the schizophrenia or the other disorders, except the mental retardation, that is not psychic disease. Mental retardation is it is from the birth itself is there. It is the past life deeds or the such things are causative factors for that. But the actual psychic disorders, like schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, affective disorders, bipolar disorders, all these starts from the age of 7, 8 or 9 years only. So that is the end of the Krita Yuga. The disturbances manifests in the mind, and it continues in the Treta Yuga and Dwapara Yuga, and leads to the and continues in the Kali Yuga also. So if a person comes with these mental abnormalities, how he can be diagnosed or examined? See, always I used to tell to my students, and I tell always in the wherever I go in the psychiatric conferences, that blindly we should not name the person as a psychic patient, because before that we have to rule out all the physical abnormalities possible. You know that even in the hypothyroidism, where thyroid is a physical disorder, but many patients come with the depression and sadness in the mind, etc. complaints. So for a physical disorder person, the diagnosing him as psychic patient of depression is not right. So first you have to exclude all the physical disorders possible, then come to the psychic diagnosis. And even in the psychiatric diagnosis also, don't right away diagnose him as a schizophrenic if he is having severe mental disturbances too. Exclude all other possibilities, because if you name him as schizophrenic, it is an incurable disease, and his life is, so he can't marry, and the progeny cannot be expected. All these will be there with the schizophrenia. So don't diagnose or give the medicines in the name of schizophrenia to a non-schizophrenic patient. So for that, a proper diagnosis is required. So in Charaka Samhita, he mentions pratyaksha, that is direct interaction, and seeing, observing all his attitudes, behaviors, everything. Because in psychiatry, the other tools are not important. It is a psychiatrist who must observe him properly. He understand his complaints or lingas, lakshanas, symptoms properly, and diagnose. Because the other means, that is MRI of the brain or the brain mapping, EEGs, are only supportive. They are not diagnostic tools. Even in the advanced psychiatry also, they are only the supportive. Most of the time, it is the individual's behavior, attitude, his character, his appearance. All these are important for the diagnosis of a psychiatric illnesses, because Charaka has clearly mentioned how a Vataja Unmada is different from the Pittaja Unmada. That is, and for this, he has mentioned in the Vimanasthana all the things, how all these things to be examined, and how this is helpful in the diagnosis. The anger from actions of violence, passion by strength of attachment, mind by power of concentration, all these things are mentioned, and these are taken for the consideration in examination. And along with that, in Unmada, he mentions 8 factors which are vitiated, abnormal. And these 8 factors also to be considered for the examinations for the psychiatric illnesses. Yeah. Before going for the individual diseases, let me mention a few lines about the preventive aspects, because the Charaka highlighted the prevention more than the curative aspects. Is the swasthya rakshanam is the first line of treatment. Swastha, it is the mental health is also included in swastha. So for the mental health, the proper dietetics, as I mentioned, unbalanced, all the behavioral abnormalities comes from the unbalanced diet. So one should have the wholesome diet and moderate diet, mitashi, and in the timely, you should take the food. Improper timings also leads to the formation of disease, and you should not have any sort of abnormal eating habits. And along with that, also many aspects are mentioned in relation to prevention. One is the achara rasayana, that is vitalization through conduct. He mentions a big number of lists, Satyavadinam, Akrodam, etc. In the Rasayana chapter, that is Chikitsasthana, first chapter, 4th pada. There he has mentioned a big list how these good conducts or vitalization through conduct can be done, and which our ancestors or the famous personalities lived for 100 years with all the proper conducts what he mentioned there. And in the Sutrasthana, he mentions the personal and social do's and don'ts, sadvrutas. A big list is there in relation to all the do's and don'ts there, even in the mental or for the mental health also. And Rasayana and Vajikarna, vitalizers and virilificants. Vitalizers and virilificants are very important for the prevention and even the treatment of all sorts of psychic disorders. Almost you can see in each and every yoga, he mentions it is either Medhya or it is Buddhi improves the buddhi, improves the intellect, like things are mentioned in each and every yoga which is mentioned in the Rasayana and Vajikarana chapter. So, all apart from that, he also adds the Medhya Rasayanas, that is brain tonic vitalizers, which should be taken regularly for the improvement of intelligence as well as for the prevention of psychic disorders. And apart from that, nowadays it is very common, that is yoga. But yoga, what yoga practice is only exercise nowadays. But who follows the yama, niyama, etc.? Because the yama, niyama are very important. That is the rules to be followed in the life. So all these leads to the prevention of psychic disorders. So if these are properly followed, the psychic disorder definitely won't come, or if it comes also, he can be treated properly. And while this another concept is the sattva, pravara sattva, madhyama sattva, and avara sattva, how the mental strength of a individual is, that is most important. And the sattvas, the pravara sattva person will not suffer from any sort of the mental disorder. It is the only madhyama sattva and alpa sattva, that is the medium and the low mental strength people will suffer from the psychic ailments or psychic disorders. Always it is the alpa sattva person or the madhyama, that's medium mental strength people will suffer from the disease. But if it is the medium strength person is having the psychic problem, definitely he can be cured. But the low mental strength person, if he suffers from the psychic elements, it is difficult for the treatment also. And while in the Sharirasthana, he mentions the personality and disorders. The Shuddha Sattva, that is having 7 types, Brahma Kaya. He mentions that Kaya word in relation to mind. See, the beauty of Charaka is he has not mentioned that is the Sattva or the Mana types. He mentions it is the Kaya. It is total personality of an individual. So there, the Brahma Kaya, Indra Kaya, or Arsha Kaya, etc., what 7 types he mentions, that is the proper personality, which is from socially it is acceptable, and the person who are having this personality, they are pro-society. The Rajasika and Tamasika Kaya persons, that is total 9, they are antisocial ailments that nowadays it is considered as personality disorders. They are antisocial. Though these personality disorders are not having any treatment, it is only the person, because it is also a normal personality to the individual. Though we consider it as abnormal, the Rajasika and Tamasika are the abnormal personalities, but it is normal to the individual. So you can't expect, or you won't expect these disorder personality persons to the treatment. They won't come. This is what I experienced in these 25 years of clinical experience. The personality disorder is the most difficult for the treatment. They won't come for the treatment. All the antisocial elements, if you examine them, if you study them, you can list them under these disorders. Then coming to the main disease, Unmada, so it mentions that insanity is to be known as the unsettled condition of the mind, understanding, consciousness, perception, memory, inclination, character, behavior, and conduct. So I mentioned that the examination of all these also important for the understanding of a psychic disorder. And there he mentions specific causes. Though the general causes he mentioned there, he mentions here the specific causes, that is the timid, the fearful, timid personality, the afflicted mind with these rajas and tamas, and the predominance of the doshas, specifically the rajas and tamas, and all other dietetic, those who are not following the dietetic rules, and chronically diseased. If a person suffers from a physical disease for a long time, even the paralysis, etc., you can see that their mind is totally weakened. They are, along with the physical disease, they also will suffer in the due course of time from the psychic diseases like depression, etc. Is very common in such chronic ill patients. And the nowadays it is because of the COVID-19, how fearful people were. I had seen in Karnataka, many people died because of the fear or the fear of the positive report. Many people suicided themselves. So such things. So the disease itself is a causative factor for the mental illness. It may be the physical or sometimes the mental disorders itself. And the other passion, anger, greed, excitement, fear, all these are the causative factors. If the person is already having these, definitely it adds as a causative factor for the manifestation of the disease. So individually, the Mano Buddhyadi Vibhramas, the abnormalities of these factors also there as the diseases. So he mentions the 8 factors, and these, the specifically illusions, delusions, and hallucinations are the Mano Vibhrama, that is the affliction of the mind. The Buddhi Vibhrama, if the decision making is by intelligence factor. So if the decision making is not possible, that is the Buddhi Vibhrama. And Samjna Jnana, that is the orientation towards person, place, and time. If it is not there, then it is the abnormality of the orientation. See, all these are seen in the many psychic components, or even as a individual factor also. The memory disorders are common in old age, but nowadays it is common in the early age also. Yeah, you can see the people, even the school-going students, children are coming for the memory problems nowadays. Maybe because of the mobile or the TV, etc. Media is also responsible for this memory impairment. And 30-35 years, it is very common nowadays. And the desires or wish, interest, etc. are varied. If it is abnormal, then it is the Bhakti Vibhrama, that is the abnormality of the desires. It's very common. Individual, in many cases, many psychiatric diseases, this is commonly seen. Even the major psychiatric diseases, definitely these will be there. In the schizophrenia, bipolar mood disorders, affective disorders, these are commonly seen. The habits and temperaments, these also abnormal in most of the major psychiatric illnesses, and as even in the minor psychiatric illnesses like the mild depression, anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, etc., or even in the headaches, cluster headaches or psychic headaches or stress headaches, what we call, these are commonly seen. The temperament is lost. Controlled and relevant motor activities, that is Chesta Vibhrama. So the tic disorders is a common example, commonly seen condition in many patients. The controlled and relevant motor activities are lost in these persons who are suffering from tic disorders. And the behavior and social attitudes are varied in most of the major psychiatric diseases. Vataja Unmada, which I compare with the acute psychosis or acute mania, almost all the symptoms which is mentioned by Acharya Charaka are available in the patients of acute mania. So the constant wandering, abnormal movements of the eyes, eyebrows, lips, shoulder, jaws, etc., and constant and incoherent speech, the dribbling of the saliva from the mouth continuously, all and continuously singing, dancing without considering anyone. And this is a sadhya or curable condition, riding the undesirable vehicles. You can see that such persons, they themselves feel like they are sitting on the, even sitting on the chair, they feel like they are sitting on the aeroplane and they do the sounds like that. So such things are seen in the acute mania or Vataja Unmada, which is Sadhya Unmada. If the properly treated, the person become completely normal in few days or months. And the Paitika Unmada, or the most of the time it is a maniac episode of the bipolar mood disorder or schizophrenia. Schizoaffective disorders. I don't consider schizophrenia. It is most of the time manic episodes or hypomaniac conditions where irritation, anger, etc. are seen, and the person he injures himself or he injures the others also without consideration. I had seen a case that who even hanged his mother when he was very angry and beated the mother. So such things are seen in such episodic time, and continuous state of anguish and ferocious look. His eyes are red and ferocious look is there. So such things are seen in Paitika Unmada or maniac episode conditions of these disorders. The another common condition which is seen is Kaphaja Unmada. That is, I consider here most of the major depressive disorder under Kaphaja Unmada. Moderate to major, we can say. The symptoms which are mentioned are similar to that major depression illnesses. Sanipatika type, which is uncurable. The incurable can be considered as schizophrenia, because here all the Vata, Pitta, Kapha together symptoms are seen. What is mentioned in Vataja Unmada, Pittaja Unmada, and Kaphaja Unmada, all abnormal behavior, abnormal attitude, the ferocious look, injury to the self, injury to the others, all these are seen in Sanipatika type. Here also, you know that Sanipata is having the Taratama Bhava of the doshas, that is the as per the vitiation of the humors, the percentage of vitiation of humors, you can expect different types here also, because it is not common to say all people say are the sufferers. In one sufferer, it may be the Vatika symptoms may be more, in another Paitika symptoms may be more, or in another the Kaphaja symptoms may be more. So while considering the Sanipatika type, it is not only the one type you have to consider. It may be because of the percentage of doshas or variations of the doshas, there may be different presentations in Sanipatika type. That's what we consider in the schizophrenia. Some are having some symptoms and some others have other different symptoms. So it is in Sanipatika means not the only one type. Okay. And yeah, because while considering for the treatment, you have to consider these doshas in Sanipatika type also. And the another is difficult to understand is exogenous insanity, that is Agantaja Unmada, or what Charaka called is Bhuta Unmada. See here, though the symptoms are, because here the root cause for all this is intellectual blasphemy only, and as per the symptoms what the person exhibits, accordingly they are named. Say it is the Devonmada, Rakshasonmada, Gandharvonmada, Pishachonmada, etc. Names are given by Acharya Charaka and the other Acharyas also. Even the Ashtanga Hridaya, Vagbhata has mentioned 18 types. So it is all the on the basis of symptoms, and these symptoms are not having a doshik or the humorous explanations. It is, you can't say this is vata or pitta or kapha variations, because apart from this you can see some of the symptoms. So this exogenous insanity is a different condition which are incurable once again. So, and some are specifically the Deva, Gandharva, and Gandharvonmada and Devonmada and Yakshonmada. These are the persons who are suffering from these. They are not harmful to the society. Even the specifically, you can see the Devonmada in many patients or people. They are pro society, or they are helpful to the society, and by their activities or the attitude, even the people, those who are suffering from Devonmada or Gandharvonmada and Yakshonmada, they can see the past, they can tell the future, etc. In that way, they help also. So the treatment is not mentioned for Devonmada, or cruel treatment should not be given to the Devonmadi, Gandharvonmadi, and Yakshonmadi. This is what the concept is, and this is the concept is not there in the present psychiatry. You can't see the Devonmada explanation or such type of disorder in the present psychiatry or the contemporary psychiatry, or the Gandharvonmada, Yakshonmada are there, also not there. But other Rakshasa, Pishacha, and Siddha, Guru, Acharya, Unmada, etc. can be considered under different kinds of schizophrenia only. As the variants of schizophrenia and the bipolar mood disorder I consider here, these can be considered under these, but there is no explanation in the present psychiatry for Devonmada and Gandharvonmada or Yakshonmada. So because they are not harmful, maybe the present psychiatry also not considered them, and but commonly seen these conditions. And commonly the that why this Bhutonmada is separately mentioned is they are having the abnormal strength or superhuman strength. Even the 5-6 members can't control a Devonmadi or a Brahmarakshasonmadi or Rakshasonmadi. They are having that much superhuman strength and energy, manliness, enthusiasm, and even if you Unmadi can do any sort of work, physical or the mental works also, and there the understanding and retention and memory is also it is beyond the imagination in some conditions, and their artistic knowledge or spiritual knowledge, and the Devonmada person, but sitting here only, he can say what is happening in Germany or what is happening in America. So this is some type of super humanistic powers or super, apart from the human considerations. So these are, that's why they are not considerable under the humors or the doshic predominances. So because even Vataja Unmada, these kinds are not seen, Pittajonmada, these are not seen. So only in Bhutonmada, in some patients these are seen. That's why Charaka categorized them as a separate condition, and he mentioned it as Bhutonmada. So some of the things which are nowadays the Bhutonmada concept to be explored properly, because what the present psychiatry is having these, maybe up to Sannipatika it is okay, but Bhutonmada still in the present psychiatry, a proper explanation, maybe I am not able to give, or I don't know, the others also I had not read anywhere, the proper consideration of these Bhutagrahas or Bhutonmada patients. So this is what I feel. That's why here I am discussing about the Sadhyonmada, specifically the humorous type, dosha, Vataja, Pittaja, Kapaja, Unmadas only, because the Bhutonmada, as I mentioned, even Charaka has mentioned, it is incurable, but to consider as a patient have to treat. So some of the Daivapascharya Chikitsa is highlighted, the treatments which are not physical therapies. So such treatments he highlighted. And the causes for this Bhutonmada he has mentioned is Himsa, Rati and Abhyarchana. Maybe because to the inflict others, which is in incurable conditions. If to play and to offer prayer, this is curable conditions. So if the person is, the attitude is like this, then you can say he can be treated. But if he strikes himself with weapons, whips, etc., so it is incurable conditions only. Yeah, next. And he himself, he mentions that there is no such devas coming from the outside or entering into a person's body. There is no gods or gandharvas or pishachas or rakshasas afflict a person. It is himself in who, if the in a distorted mind or afflicted mind, this he thinks himself that I am such person and he behaves like that. It is a behavioral abnormality, and the mind is such a strong thing that it can take to any extent. So in Yoga Vasistha things, he mentions that mind is as minute as well as big beyond this world also, because the imagination of the world is possible due to the mind only. So it is beyond the mind, the world. So mind is sthula as well as anu, that is very minute as well as very big also. So here, because of the power of the mind or that abnormal thinking pattern, he behaves like that. It is not anything which from the outside comes and enters and he does like that. Though the people feels or thinks that the god has entered him, it's a pishachi or some disturbed soul has entered, etc. The people's world. It is not like that. Okay. Even the Sushruta also, he mentions that according as you are seeing your own image in the mirror, in the same way, how the mirror entered into the image entered into that mirror, you can't say, you can't understand. But you are seeing your image in that mirror. In the same way, the mind, how that abnormality has entered, come to your mind, you can't say. But you are seeing that abnormality in your mind. So this is what explanation given by Sushruta and Charaka both. So there is no any external things which comes and enters and the person behaves. It is his own abnormal thinking, and how because of that abnormal thing his behavior will be abnormal. It is what Bhutonmada is in general. He mentions that for all these Bhutonmada, the individual's own misdeeds are responsible. That is, misdeeds due to the intellectual blasphemy is responsible for all his miseries and happiness. And that's why one should follow Atmanavaiva Manyeta Kartaram Sukadukkayoho Tasma Shreyaskaram Margam Pratipadyeta No Traset. He mentions that is, one should follow the proprietorness and he should follow the regimens and he should act accordingly, and because of which he can live happily and lead the life happily. So another disease which while explaining only mentioned is Atattva Abhinivesha. In the Apasmara chapter he mentions. I here had not mentioned Apasmara, but because it is not the only psychiatric disease, it is a neuropsychiatric, is where we consider it as neuropsychiatric condition in modern. That's why I had not explained, and even due to lack of time also I had not mentioned all these. Though at the end of the slides I had mentioned all the diseases of psychiatric origin or psychiatric diseases which are mentioned in the classics, a list I had given. This is the delusional or OCDs we can consider here, because the person he himself sinks in the abnormal thinking pattern. Atattva Abhinivesha, he sinks in the abnormal thinking. But and accordingly he acts. That is, most of the time it is the because of the intellectual intelligence which is impaired, because of the intellectual blasphemy, the person, though he is intelligent, he acts like this. His intelligence will be impaired. Vishama buddhim kurute. So his intelligence will be impaired and he acts as abnormal psychic person or patient. Is most of the time obsessive compulsive disorder or delusional disorders we consider under atattva or compared to the atattva. And as he mentioned, as Charaka mentioned, atattva is difficult for the treatment. Eko eva mahagada. It is only one mahagada which is for the difficult for the treatment, he mentions in the Maharogadhyaya. Then the treatment he mentions that all the panchakarmas, that is bodily, physically treatments, and then he mentions the Panchagavya along with the Brahmi Swarasa, Shankapushpi, all these Medhyarasayanas he mentions in the treatment. And a specific counseling is mentioned by the people who counsels, and along with that who lives with him, his friends, his well-wishers or his trusted persons. That is a family counseling. Such type of counseling are mentioned in the treatment of atattva abhinivesha. And what is family counseling, individual counseling, different form of counseling is there, but Charaka has mentioned all these there in the treatment. So in general treatment, it is for all the mental ailments, he mentioned that Trivida, that is Trivarga, Dharma, Artha, Kama, these are the intention of the life. And if person is to be treated in these lines only, and he should consult Tadvidyanam cha upasevane, he consult a specialist there. The specialist concept, even the Chakrapani mentions Manasavyadi, Veshaja Vedi in that way. And there he mentions the general line consideration of these three vargas in the treatment. In the Nanatmanja Vikara, some of the diseases are mentioned, as I mentioned, Vishada and Tandra, Alasya, Nidradikya. Some of the small diseases are mentioned, and these are only in single words, these are there. They are not highlighted thereafter. Trivida Aushada, that is previous one. Daivapashraya, previous one. Yuktivapashraya and Sattvavajaya. See, nowadays it is common that Sattvavajaya is a treatment for psychic ailments. No. He mentions Trivida Aushada, that is the combination of the Daivapashraya, Yuktivapashraya and Sattvavajaya in the treatment of all these disorders. It may be the psychic or physical disorders. Only Sattvavajaya cannot be treated any psychic components, because the Daivapashraya and Yuktivapashraya are also equally important in the treatment. Though Sattva, what it does, the Mano Nigraha, when the person is already suffering from the psychic disease, if mind is disturbed, the controlling power, when it is not there, how he can control himself from the ahita arthas, that is improper sense objects. So the Sattvavajaya, that is in the Sattvavajaya, so many other things also comes, which are mentioned later. So I consider that whole, that is the complete treatment is all of these three. Combination of these three are very much required in the management of all psychic disorders. This is what the general line of treatment mentioned in the Nidhanasthana, not in the Chikitsasthana. Chikitsasthana individual line of treatments are mentioned there. Here it is most of the Panchakarma treatments, Nasya, Dhumapana, Dhupana, Anjana, Pradeha, Parisheka, all these are maybe for the individual treatment patient it is required. Along with that, there also mentions some of the specific psychiatric treatments, that is Vadha, that is assault, that is a fearing treatments, tying, which nowadays not allowed, but still it is required, confinement, Avarodhana, and frightening. You usually call the security for such patients, those who are doing abnormal behavior very much. So when we call the security guard, they will be silent for few hours or for some hours. So such the treatment, vismapana, astonishment and forgetfulness, vismarana, depletion. So such treatments are individually it is required, not for all patients. Yeah. And as mentioned, Pathajonmada, it is the what is mentioned in Chikisasthana. The Ghrutapana is highly applicable. It may be for the some Shodhana, even the Uttama Matra is required. And even after Shodhana also as a Brahmana Sneha, the Uttamavata Brahmana Sneha is giving good results in the management of Pathajonmada. The Basti, Murdhi Tailas are effective. Navananasya, specifically Ghritanasya and Anutalirnasya is helpful. And Brahmyadivarti, Anjana, and Shamana Yogas. I use these Shamana Yogas in my clinical practice. This is not only from Charaka, this is from even the other texts also. Manasamitrvati, Unmada Gajakesari, Brahmivati, Brihatvata Chintamani, Vata Gajankusha, Mahavata Vidvansana, which are mentioned in Matavyadi treatment, I use in the Vataja Unmada treatment. And Asvarishta, Saraswatarishta, Ashwagandharishta, Balarishta, etc. Kashayas Kalyanaka or Varavishaladi Kashaya, Brahmi Drakshadi, Mamsyadi Kashayas I use in practice. Leyas, Ashwagandhadi, Ajashwagandhadi, Brahma Rasayana, Ajamamsa Rasayana, Saraswata Churna, Brahmyadi Churna, Sarpagandhadi Churna, a special compound which we call as the combination of Shankapashpi, Brahmi, Sarpagandha and Gokshura, which I use in the management of Pathajonmada. Then Pitta Jonmada, Virechana is first line of treatment. There are also the Grita is Tiktak, which are mentioned in the Kusta or Raktapitta Chikissa is applicable here. Tiktaka Grita, Brahmi Grita, Shatavari Grita, etc. Then Takradhara, Kshiradhara, and Shirolaipa with the Amalakya Yoga or Panchagandha Churna is highly effective. And Avapidana Nasyas are effective. Shamanaushadis or Rasaushadis, I use most of the Kamaduga, Pravada Panchamrita, which are Pittahara, they I use in the treatment of Pittajonmada. And Arishtas, Shrikandasava, Chittachandirasava, Chandanasava, I use in the treatment. Then Kashayas, Tiktaka, Brahmi Drakshadi, Guduchyadi, Churnas, Brahmyadi, Chandanadi. So these are which Churnas, Avipatikara and Shatavariyadi, I commonly use in the Pittajonmada. Kaphajonmada, most of the stimulants, Virechana and Vamana, we do in Kaphajonmada most of the time. First, because some of the times it is Vamana is not possible, then we go for Virechana. Where Vamana is in the mild Kaphajonmadas, Vamana is possible. In the severe, it is not possible. That's why we go for Virechana. Nasya, Pradhamana Nasyas are effective, specifically Tishna Nasyas. Then Takradharas, Kashaya Dharas are effective. Then Smritisagara, Brahmivati, etc. Tishna drugs we use in the management of Kapha Unmada. Vachadi Churna, Kustadi Churnas use. Nasya. Daivapashra Chikisa, as I mentioned, it is not only the mantra and Aushada, even the Charaka explains. Yeah. The Rudra Puja, he mentions specifically in the treatment of Unmada. Rudra is the Shiva or Lord Rudra or Shiva. Pujana is, nowadays also it is common in practice. Rudra Homas, Rudra Puja or Rudra Abhisheka, etc. are done. And chanting of Rudra mantras, that is, are effective in the management of Unmada. Then Satvavajaya, the all are Mano Nigraha, how he can control his mind. Specifically, these are applicable in the anxiety and depression, because in the schizophrenia and other incurable conditions, there is no question of Mano Nigraha. Only Ahitebhya or Tebhya Mano Nigraha is not possible. There you have to give the medicines. Here, in the along with the medicines in Chittodvega or anxiety disorders, in the Vishada or Kaphaja Unmada initial conditions, the Satvavajaya is effective. And in all sleep disorders, etc., Satvavajaya is effective. Yeah. Sleep disorders, he mentions these sleep disorders in Sutrasthana. The beauty of Charaka is because this is the one pillar. Sleep is one of the pillar. That's why he explained here the disorders that in the Sutrasthana itself, giving more importance there. These are the treatments mentioned for the sleep disorders. Nowadays, sleep disorders are a very common entity, and the treatment for that, because nobody want to continuously take the sleeping pills. So they come for the Ayurvedic management or the treatment, and all our simple massage, dhara treatments, they are highly effective in the management of sleep disorders, along with the food, the dadi, kshira, madhya, specifically in the form of draksharishta, etc., are highly effective. The other attitudes are effective in the management of sleep disorders. And hypersomnia is also mentioned, nidradhikyata or atinidrata. The management also he beautifully explained in Charaka Samhita. The other is Mada, Murcha, Sannyasa, which are explained in the Sutrasthana. And the management of these disorders also mentioned. Specifically, the Mada, Murcha can be managed, and Sannyasa is cannot be managed. So there the psychic components are mentioned, or the psychic treatments are mentioned, Vismapana, Vismarana, etc. for the management of Mada Murcha. See, I had listed diseases, though because my time is 1 hour, I exceeded the time. But still, a lot more diseases are mentioned in Ayurvedic psychiatric classics. This one is Chittodveka, Bhaya, Yoshapasmara, Gadodvega, Smararoga, Rajasika and Tamasika Kayasa is personality disorders, Bhutonmadas, Tandavaroga is Korea, Madatyaya, a big chapter is there, Apasmara, Manodukkajonmada, and perverse sexual disorders. Even the childhood disorders also there. So all these are there in Ayurvedic classics, and the treatment and the effective management is possible through Ayurveda. It is not that Ayurveda doesn't contain any psychiatric components. So all these diseases effectively can be managed through Ayurvedic. So timeless, unbounded Ayurveda definitely have a beautiful solution for the beautiful mind to be beautiful.